Netflix has adapted a popular teen book, My Life with the Walter Boys, into a TV series, and a second season has already been greenlit, so that is in the works as well. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for My Life with the Walter Boys. This is based on a popular novel from 2014, which initially appeared on the website Wattpad, which I had no idea what that was. I had to look this up, but it is huge with the younger reading community. A lot of the stuff on there is more geared towards young adults, teens, and it has some romance stuff, some sci-fi stuff, but mostly geared towards kind of the younger age. But The Kissing Booth was originally on there, and Netflix had a pretty successful run with those movies. There were 3 Kissing Booth movies, and I guess that the book for that originally appeared on Wattpad as well. So this is maybe one that you've heard of. I had not, but we'll get into the ins and the outs of the story and everything and my review in just a moment. First, though, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got movie and TV reviews on the channel, and just about every day I post something new. So there's always a ton to check out here on the channel. Please consider subscribing. Hit that like button below, comment. All of that stuff, of course, helps the channel out. All right, so this is basically following this teenage girl who is recently orphaned. Her parents were killed. Her name is Jackie, and she's played by newcomer Nikki Rodriguez. In fact, most of the people in this are new, at least to me. I had not been aware of them. And she is a New York girl, a Manhattanite, but she gets relocated to rural Chicago when she's taken in by the Walters family, who have 7 sons and 1 daughter already. And so she is added into that mix. And it reminds me a little bit of a TV show called The Fosters, which aired on Freeform for many years. In fact, it's so old, it aired on, before it was Freeform, it was ABC Family. So it aired on that for a few years before that became Freeform. And then that spun off into the series Good Trouble, which just wrapped, I think, after like 4 or 5 years. So it reminds me a little bit of that. In that case, there were like 2, I think, kids born to the parents, but all of the rest were foster kids, adopted kids, what have you. So this is a little bit different, but in terms of just being a house full of a bunch of different kids at once, and one of them kind of being a newcomer. In the Fosters, it was the brother and sister characters were both new. But in any event, so she is a transplant now to Colorado, trying to find her way at school, at home, and with all of these boys. And of course, a couple of them she finds attractive because these are all teenage kids and their hormones are going. And so we have Noah Lalonde as Cole. You have Ashby Gentry as Alex, Johnny Link as Will, Corey Fogelmans as Nathan, Connor Stanhope as Danny. So there's so many people in this. And then the parents are played by Sarah Rafferty and Mark Blucas, who I was also unfamiliar with, but Sarah Rafferty is from Suits. So you may know her. I never watched Suits. I know it gained a lot of repopularity. Netflix actually helped with that, which makes sense that they would tap her to play the mother here following her Suits stint. But you may know her from that. I did not. I've never seen the show. But anyway, so this is definitely like a teen soapy kind of a show, and I'm certainly no stranger to that. Obviously, I'm a bit out of the demo now, right? Especially one that's maybe geared more toward girls, but I grew up obviously on 90210 and a lot of things like that, and then later on came Dawson's Creek, and so I'm certainly no stranger to the genre, and I've definitely seen what can work about a teen drama and what maybe does not work. And this has a little bit of a mix of both. I'm actually currently watching The OC. I'm in season 2 of that. I posted a couple of years ago. I did some videos about the first season of The OC, and so now I'm continuing that journey. And that actually is one of the top tier teen shows I've learned. But one thing that a good teen drama needs to have right off the bat, right in that first episode, is a differentiation of characters, because all of these shows that I've mentioned have a bunch of characters that you are introduced to all at once. Now, the good news is with this one, I guess a little like the OC, where Ryan was a transplant. We have this gal who is moving here for the first time, doesn't know anybody, so she is meeting the characters as we meet them. And so in that case, they sort of get to introduce themselves, and we learn maybe a little bit about them. But I was actually pretty satisfied with just by that first episode, how I learned a lot about each character. Nobody seemed necessarily like a cutout. Now, I don't think we met quite everybody from the family in that first episode, but we meet a lot of them. And we also meet some of their friends at school. And, we kind of see who the school bitch is and that sort of thing. So even outside of the family, we meet some people that way, the way she is meeting them. And it actually worked for me, the way they did that. And in the second episode, that just gets a little bit stronger, too. But then we have all of these layers of sort of the love triangle that is brewing, that I would think lasts throughout the entire first season. And I don't know if there's a series of books or if there's just one book, and we're going to maybe expand on that with the season 2 of the TV show. I don't know. But that is a little bit sort of stilted for me, because it's like it's the classic, while he's really sweet and nice and a little more soft spoken, he's kind of the bad boy. Which one do we go with? Well, I think we know in teen drama speak which one we're going to go with, but let's kind of drag it out anyway. I don't know. I would maybe be a little more interested in certainly some of that. Certainly in a teen drama, teen soap, you got to have that romance and stuff. But on top of that, I would like to learn a little bit more about her complete, sticker shock, or what you would call it, from moving from big city Manhattan to rural Colorado. We don't quite get enough of that. It's more like, okay, well, sure, how do I fit in with this family? Oh, they're kind of pranking me a little bit because I'm the new girl, whatever. But more than that, I think there is a inherent shock in moving from a big city to a small town that they don't really seem to be exploring. Also, the parents, they're fine, and the acting is okay from the parents. Nobody's acting is like off the charts good here, but it's all serviceable for what the show requires. But it's like they are just making kind of dumb decisions, even for a teen soap. You're kind of like, well, okay, why would they do that? Or, what's the reason behind that? And, other than to manufacture more drama, there doesn't really seem to be, some logic behind some of the steps. But look, overall, this is kind of a middling show in the teen drama genre. I think I've certainly seen ones with worse acting and worse scripts. I think it's okay. Is it something that is going to ignite the world of teen soaps? Are we going to be talking about this show 10 years from now? No, probably not. But obviously there were enough fans of that first season that within a couple of weeks, Netflix renewed it for that season 2. So clearly, people are loving it. I'm sure it hit #1 for them, in a lot of different countries, because I think some of the themes are certainly relatable, certainly with, teenage crushes and stuff like that. So I will leave my life with the Walter Boys with a C+. I think it's all right overall. Obviously, again, I'm not the target demo, but I can certainly enjoy a show like this. All right, so that will do it. Thank you so much for watching Dan Reviews It. We'll see you next time. Bye.